In 1896. Which Governor General was a founding officer of the Royal 22nd Regiment, the Vendus, in World War I? Edward.
Massey?
No.
Cambridge. Georges Vanier. What 1960s folk rock composer and singer was known then as Jerry Landis on his first charted hit, The Lone Teen Ranger? What do we call him today? Matthew.
Jerry Lee Lewis? No.
Cambridge. Paul Simon. What's the atomic number of hydrogen? Tim.
1.
Yes. Recently deceased union organizer Cesar Chavez became widely known as leader of what boycott in the 1960s? Reuben.
The grape workers strike?
Yes.
You must name the province or the territory with the characteristics described in the clue that I give. Which of the provinces and territories has the largest number of farms? Gord.
Saskatchewan?
No.
Larger than that. Edward.
Ontario?
Yes.
What province or territory is the greatest producer of electricity? Tim.
Quebec.
Yes.
What province or territory has the greatest population density? Edward.
Ontario?
No.
Gord.
That would be British Columbia.
No.
Prince Edward Island. Audio. Listen to this musical excerpt and answer the question to follow. Here it is. Gord.
The Tragically Hip?
Yes.
That's right, Canadian band. The Tragically Hip hail from what Ontario city? Reuben.
Kingston.
Yes.
Scramble for 10 points. In English literature, who is the Prince of Denmark? Amy.
Hamlet.
Yes.
All right, these deal with Hamlet, and they are done, actually they deal with, with Shakespeare's Hamlet, and they're Guelphs. Act 4, Scene 4, closes with Hamlet alone, contemplating the murder of his uncle Claudius. As the lights dim, Hamlet says, "Oh, fro this time forth let my thoughts be bloody or be..." what? Oh,
Not.
Not.
No.
nothing worth, or be nothing worse. At the close of the play, after the death of his mother and uncle, Hamlet too perishes. Who killed Hamlet? Reuben.
Laertes.
Yes.
In 1990, a Hollywood version of Hamlet was released. In it, who plays Hamlet? Amy.
Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Physics. What is the absolute or relative rate of operation or action? That's velocity or speed. The tendency of all objects and matter in the universe to stay, Matthew?
Inertia? Yes.
That's right, stay still. If they're still, or if they're moving, to stay moving. That's inertia. What is the unit for measuring work done by one dyne acting through a distance of 1 centimeter? What do we call that unit? Gordon.
Joules?
No.
Well, Matthew?
Like a horse foot something? No. No.
Oh, it's an erg. Paleontology. What era is known as the Age of Reptiles? Reuben.
The Creozoic.
No.
Aileen?
Cretaceous.
No.
The Mesozoic era. To within 10 million years or so, how long ago did the Mesozoic era end? Gordon.
150 million?
No.
Matthew.
65? Yes.
That's right, 64 million years ago specifically. What was the last period of the Mesozoic era called? Reuben.
Cretaceous.
Yes.
What group of creatures died out at the end of the Mesozoic? Gordon.
Dinosaurs?
Yes.
The art question now, panel. Let's have a look at this painting. What famous colorist and...
Turner.
Yes.
Turner. William Turner's The Fighting Temeraire towed to her last birth. Philosophers. What physician became better known for his second treatise on government written in the 1600s? Edward.
Locke?
Yes.
John Locke. What author of Theodicy, Gottfried Leibniz, was characterized or caricatured as Dr. Pangloss in what classic work by Voltaire? That was Voltaire's Candide. What Scottish philosopher wrote Enquiry Concerning Human Understanding? Gordon.
Burns?
No.
David Hume. 20-point special. We would like you to identify the poet who wrote the following lines. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep. Tim?
Frost.
Yes.
That's right, but I have promises to keep. North American cities. Name the states or provinces in which the following North American cities are located. Milwaukee. Edward.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
Edmundston. Edward.
Time.
Edmundston. Tim.
New Brunswick.
Yes.
New Orleans. Reuben.
Louisiana.
Yes.
Nanaimo. Gord.
British Columbia.
Yes.
Hits of 1988. What wild rock band smashed onto the music scene with Sweet Child of Mine? Reuben.
Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
What Philadelphia blue-eyed soul duo returned with the number 3 smash, Everything Your Heart Desires? This was in 1988. Tim.
Hall and Oates.
Yes.
Ex-Beatle George Harrison hit number 1 with what song in 1988? Reuben.
When We Was Fab.
No.
Gord.
It's going to take a little time.
No.
Those words were in it, but the title has got my mind set on you. Ice House hit the top 10 with what single that for some copies featured blue vinyl instead of the usual black? Ooh. Electric Blue. Proverbially speaking, what is stranger than fiction? Tim.
Truth. Yes.
What king of Belgium died in 1993? Tim.
Olaf.
No.
Belgium. King Baudouin. What does the Greek prefix geo mean? Tim.
Earth.
Yes.
What Dutch lens grinder wrote Ethics? Amy.
Nieuwenhoek? Nieuwenhoek?
No.
Ethics. He wrote it. Baruch Spinoza. Women athletes won Canada's 2 gold medals in the 1992 Winter Games at Albert... Gord?
Skiing.
Yes.
Down.
That's right.
Yes.
One of the 2 sports we required was skiing. The other one was short track relay skating. We'll check the score, take a couple of important messages. And Winona Ryder. What was the movie, Amy?
Really?
Yes.
Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman. Aileen.
Rain Man.
Yes.
Edward, Tim, Mercedes Ruehl, and Robin Williams. Tim?
Moscow on the Hudson.
No.
Edward? That was The Fisher King. Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton. Tim?
Batman.
Yes.
Matthew and Gord. John Cleese, Kevin Kline. Gord.
Fish called Wanda.
Yes.
Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg. Matthew.
Ghost. Yes.
Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster. Reuben and Anna. Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster.
Reuben.
Reuben.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Madonna and Warren Beatty. Reuben.
Dick Tracy.
Yes.
Famous Canadians. What famous dancer from Hamilton, Ontario, won a silver medal as a soloist at the International Ballet Competition in Moscow? Matthew?
Karen Kane. Yes.
1973. Born Florence Nightingale Graham, what famous Canadian from Woodbridge, Ontario, founded a global cosmetics company and also owned... Amy?
Mary Kay?
No.
Bigger than that. Also owned several racehorses. Who was this person? Cambridge. Tim?
Maybelline.
No.
Elizabeth Arden. Known as the Hermit of Niagara, what man lived on Goat Island between the 2 falls and died when he was sucked into the great whirlpool while swimming? Francis Abbott. A little bit of Canadian trivia there. What abrasive road builder was shot by Louis Riel during the Red River Rebellion in 1870? Gord.
Murphy.
No.
Matthew.
Clark. No.
Thomas Scott. Mathematics. 3 numbers are in the ratio of 2 to 5 to 3.
12. And
No.
The largest number is 60. What are the other 2 numbers, Tim?
They would be 24 and 36 again.
Yes.
They certainly would. What is the area of the isosceles? Have we done these before?
60.
No. No, not these.
The area of the isosceles triangle with sides 5, 5, and 6 centimeters. Amy?
15?
No.
12. What's the sum of the integers from minus 35 to 45 inclusive? Minus 35 to plus 45. Gord?
55.
No.
The sum of the integers.
70. No.
405. Scramble for 10 points. The prefix, this prefix beginning with the letter A, is an academic borrowing from Latin meaning before and is used in the formation of compound words. What's the word prefix we're looking for, Amy?
Ante?
Yes.
Ante is what we're looking for. These are yours, Guelph. They deal with the prefix ante. In the plural, this word means past history, especially of a person. Reuben.
Antithesis.
No.
Antecedents. This word pertains to the period before the flood in Genesis. It also means a primitive or antiquated. So before the flood, or primitive, or antiquated, beginning with A-N-T-E. Antediluvian. In the United States, this word usually refers to the period before the American Civil War, but it can also refer to the period before World War I. What are we looking for here? Matthew? Say again?
Antiquity?
No. Antebellum, before war. Language arts. We would like you to give the specific literary term here. The words bad and good bear what relationship to each other? Matthew?
Opposites? Antonym?
Yes. What figure of speech, keeping in mind we're looking for the specific literary term here, what figure of speech is represented in the phrase food for thought? Amy?
A metaphor?
Yes. That's right. The water smiled and chattered as they ran over the rocks. Tim?
Personification.
Yes.
Good work.
The score stands 220 for Centennial, 180 for Galt.
Here's a who am I question. First clue correctly answered is worth 40 points. I was born in Ottawa on the eve of World War II for 40 points. Who am I? Gord?
Mackenzie King.
No.
On the eve of World War II. Edward?
Yes.
Okay, I became one of the most famous of Northrop Frye's students at the University of Toronto for 30 points. Who am I? Tim?
Findlay.
No.
Edward?
Marshall McLuhan.
No.
I won my first Governor General's Award for my collection of poems, The Circle Game, for 20 points. Who am I? Anna?
Margaret Atwood?
Yes.
20 points. Cambridge. Margaret Atwood was the person we were looking for. Audio. We would like you to listen to these excerpts of classical music and answer the questions pertaining to them. Here's the first one. This dance was inspired by the folk music of what country? Tim?
Russia.
No.
Matthew?
No.
Hungary. Who was the composer of that Hungarian dance? Anna?
Ravel?
No.
Hungarian dance? Amy?
Dress?
No.
Brahms. Okay, here's another piece. This saber dance by Khachaturian evokes the folk music of the nomads of the high plains of what country? Gord?
Russia.
Yes.
Good one.
220 to 210.
Tight game. This is a 20-point special. Let's see how we do on this one. Name all three members of the triumvirate formed in Rome in 60. Gord?
Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Cassius.
No.
Matthew?
Caesar, Pompey, and Augustus.
No.
Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus. Mountains. What's the name of the floral emblem of the Northwest Territory? Gord?
Valley Rose.
No.
Guelph. Mountain Avens. What is the name of the extinct volcano not dominating, Amy?
Vesuvius?
No.
Dominating the center, Anna,
Pompeii?
No.
of modern Montreal? Mount Royal is what we're looking for. The first Quebec provincial park, now noted for its ski resort. Gord?
Tremblant.
Yes.
Mont Tremblant Provincial Park. The Olympics, 1992. Who won Canada's first Olympic gold medal?
Jeremy
Amy?
Gartner.
No.
In track since 1928. Gord?
Hurdler. Who would be...
Time.
Mark McCoy. Who was Ben Johnson's doctor at the time of the Seoul... Tim?
Francis.
No.
At the time of the Seoul Olympics, Guelph. Jamie Ostafan. Name the Mississauga native who broke her right leg in Essen, Germany in May of
Silken Lawman.
Yes.
92. Where will the 1998 winter, Edward?
London.
Where will
No.
the 1998 Winter Olympics be held?
Germany.
No.
Nagano, Japan. Famous scientists. Considered the greatest experimental physicist of the 20th century, what New Zealander transformed our Eileen?
Rutherford?
Yes.
Our understanding of radioactivity while working at McGill. Noted for his work in astrophysics, who won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1971? Amy?
Gillespie?
No.
Tim?
Hawking.
No.
Gerhard Herzberg. Who discovered radium? Matthew?
Mary Curie.
Yes.
What cultural difference between the Japanese people and the Western world caused visiting Japanese soccer players to fall out of bed in Windsor, Ontario? Gord?
Bunk beds.
No.
Would have done it. Ruben?
They have mats on the floor.
Yes.
That's right. In Japan, they sleep on mats on the floor. Who was the first prime minister of Israel? Reuben.
Golda Meir.
No.
Before that. Anna.
Hertig?
No.
David Ben Gurion. What comet returned in 1992? Tim.
Haley's?
No.
1992.
Swift-Tuttle Comet.
Yes.
In Gilbert and Sullivan's HMS Pinafore, what advice is given as how to become a ruler of the Queen's Navy? In order to become the ruler of the Queen's Navy, never go to sea. Henri Matisse, André Derain. We got snappers now?
No.
Oh, okay. André Derain, Maurice Vlaming, and had a collective name to characterize their style. Amy.
Oh.
Yes.
The Foes.
Centennial leads 260 to 240.
Canadian directors in film. For each question, I'll give you 2 films. Name the director. The Decline of the American Empire, Anna,
Dennis Acond?
Yes.
and Jesus of Montreal. Anzu La Nuit and Leolo. Who's the director there? Jean-Claude Lauzon. Agnes of God and Rollerball, Anna.
Norman Jewison?
Yes.
Life Sciences. What were the names of the 2 discoverers of the double helix DNA? Tim.
Watson and Crick.
Yes.
What's the process of inserting genes from one living organism?
Recombinant DNA.
Reuben?
No.
Recombinant DNA.
No.
From Anna?
Cloning?
No.
No, we're looking for genetic engineering. What does DNA stand for, Tim?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Yes.
In 1901, what Swedish inventor of TNT started awarding Tim?
Nobel.
Yes.
What are the 5 categories in which the Nobel Prizes were awarded? Tim.
Literature, medicine, chemistry, peace, arts.
No.
Matthew.
Literature, peace, medicine, physics, and chemistry.
Yes.
How many Canadians have won the Nobel Prize in economics? Gord.
None.
Yes.
What was unique about where Karl von Ossietzky was living when he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize? Gord.
He was in jail.
No.
1935.
He was dead.
Reuben.
He was put to sleep.
No.
He was in a German concentration camp.
Score is Centennial 270 to Galt 300. Snappers?
According to legend, the Greek female warriors, the Amazons, did... Matthew.
Ate them?
No.
Did what to improve their aim? Tim.
They drank the blood of their victims.
No.
Nope, they removed their right breasts. What is the quotient with the numbers 63 and 21? Edward.
Time.
Tim.
3.
Yes.
What organization, chartered in 1662, advises the British government on scientific matters? Edward.
Time.
Tim.
Queen's own privy
No.
The
council?
Royal Society. What was the famous profession of Jean-Paul Lemieux?
He was a dancer.
No.
Nope.
Here's a painter.
Matthew.
Painter.
Yes.
In the mid-19th century, what was the name for the arrangement of assistance to runaway U.S. slaves escaping north? Gord.
The Underground Railroad.
Yes.
Which of the planets in our solar system is smaller than Earth's moon? Matthew.
Pluto.
Yes.
Who composed the classical music work Polonaise in A-flat? Tim.
That was Chopin.
Yes.
For what invention did William Shockley share a Nobel Prize? Amy.
The transmitter? Transmission.
No.
Share a Nobel Prize in 56 with 2 other people. The transistor. What's the capital of Pennsylvania? Reuben.
Harrisburg.
Yes.
Social class in ancient Rome, made up chiefly of rich businessmen, got its name from the fact that its members... Matthew.
Equestrian.
Yes.
What world-famous landmark was designed and built to serve only as a temporary structure? Tim.
The Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
Which wife outlived Henry VIII? Tim.
Catherine.
Yes.
Who served in the British Parliament longer than anyone else, nearly 64 years? Tim.
Churchill.
Yes.
What number does Roman numeral DC represent? Amy.
150?
No.
DC. Tim.
250.
No.
600. Who is Canada's #1 woman tennis player? Gord.
That would be Pam.
No.
Reuben.
Jill Hetherington.
No.
Patricia Nye. What's the heaviest breed of domestic dog? Heaviest. Gord.
Labrador?
No.
Heavier than that. Matthew.
Great Dane.
No.
St. Bernard. What British playwright wrote the lines, "He who can does, he who cannot"? Tim.
Time.
He who can does, he who cannot teaches.
Time.
George Bernard Shaw. An informal social gathering.
Time.
Okay, we got time up. We'll be right back.
Oh, and an excellent game, too. The lead changed hands on several occasions, and Galt finally pulled ahead at the end to win 360 to 300 over Centennial.
We hope you'll join us next week when, once again, Reach for the Top appears.
Reach for the Top is brought to you by CFPL TV and is designed as a showcase for exceptional Canadian young people. We're proud to reward our outstanding contestants for their intelligence, wit, and powers of quick recall. Next week, it's game number 5 in the second flights of the Southwestern Ontario Regionals. I'm Jim Craig. You'll be here again next week for another Reach for the Top.